This is Real News Media TV, coverage you can trust. Please like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates. Cash seized in Western Jamaica narco operation total $600 million. The stash of cash seized by the security forces during a series of narcotics-related operations in Western Jamaica has totaled US $3.8 million and Canadian $30,000, or nearly 600 million Jamaican dollars, law enforcement sources have revealed. The figures were confirmed last night after 2 days of counting by police investigators. The details were submitted to Police Commissioner Major General Anthony Anderson, whose office is handling media inquiries about the case, sources disclosed. Calls to Senior Superintendent Stephanie Lindsay, head of the police's communications unit, went unanswered. The cash was found allegedly at a house owned by a man who is well known in Western Jamaica, according to sources briefed on the multi-agency investigation trying to piece together the owners and the source of the money. His connection to cash is unclear, sources revealed, noting that the probe is still at an early stage. The police were led to the house after they intercepted a car being driven by a 46-year-old businessman in Coral Gardens, Montego Bay, St. James. He was allegedly transporting 11 kilograms of cocaine with a street value of US $500,000, or approximately 75 million Jamaican dollars. A 29-year-old female bartender was arrested in White House, Westmoreland, after she was held allegedly with a quantity of ganja during one of several secondary operations. Incumbent wants Johnson Smith out of Commonwealth Secretary General race. Commonwealth Secretary General Baroness Patricia Scotland wants Jamaica's Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade Minister, Senator Kamina Johnson-Smith, to withdraw her bid for the post. Scotland made the call in an interview with ABS TV Antigua. "I would be incredibly pleased, as you can imagine it, if Senator Kamina Johnson-Smith thought again and felt maybe this wasn't the appropriate time to challenge a fellow Commonwealth Caribbean person for this post," she said. "You know that I have done 6 years of my 8-year term. Africa anticipates that they will have an opportunity to put forward an African Secretary General in 2024 when I complete my 2nd term. And at the moment, of course, in accordance with tradition, there is no vacancy," she continued. Jamaica announced Johnson Smith's candidature for Secretary General earlier this month. The government of Jamaica has every confidence in Minister Johnson Smith's abilities to build bridges and a consensus, bringing governments and people to a common understanding. Her qualifications for the post of Secretary General, including her high moral character, diplomatic and political acumen, proven competence and commitment to the work of the Commonwealth, make her an excellent candidate, Prime Minister Andrew Holness said at the time of the announcement. Antigua and Barbuda's Prime Minister Gaston Brown criticized Jamaica's move, labeling it as a monumental error, saying it risked dividing the regional group that gave overwhelming support for Scotland to get a 2nd term. The current rotation of the top post is for the Caribbean. Scotland's leadership has been under the microscope since it was revealed that she had circumvented the customary competitive tendering requirement by awarding a lucrative consultancy contract to a French company. It was also revealed that procurement rules had been waived in more than 50 instances by the Secretariat over 3 years, resulting in the suspension of discretionary funding from the British, New Zealand, and Australian governments until it got its financial procedures in order. The 3 governments are reportedly not in favor of a 2nd term for Scotland, whose 4-year stint ended in March 2020, but was extended because of the coronavirus pandemic. She has denied the allegations. In the interview, Scotland said she is grateful for the support of Antigua and Barbuda's Prime Minister and other leaders. She added that he remains committed to serving the Commonwealth. The 54-member Commonwealth will have the final say when it meets in June in Rwanda. Man killed in middle of Mobe even with ramped-up police presence. Even as the police ramped up crime-fighting efforts in Montego Bay on Wednesday, another murder was committed in the heart of the western city. The dead man has been identified as 55-year-old Egbert Lloyd, a resident of Norwood Gardens in St. James. He was stabbed in Sam Sharp Square around 3 p.m. Residents heard a shout, then saw a man with stab wounds. The police were alerted and took the wounded man to hospital, where he was later pronounced dead. This was mere hours after police teams from the Public Safety and Traffic Enforcement Branch and other agencies launched operations across the city. Among the issues on their radar were illegal vending and traffic violations, as they sought to maintain public order. The police have indicated that more than 200 traffic tickets were issued on Wednesday. Another aspect of the operation was the targeting of criminal networks that are linked to major crimes. Assistant Commissioner of Police in charge of the Area 1 Division, Clifford Chambers, welcomed the support being provided, saying he has no doubt it will make a difference. What you'll find is that persons are somehow comfortable in their areas, which are controlled by or under the influence of a particular gang, who are in fracas with other gangs, who are okay in their turf, he explained. It's when they come out of their safe haven, so to speak, they become vulnerable, and the town capital is where they are likely to come, and by extension, the place where crimes are likely to be committed. So with these activities and these initiatives, and with the numbers being increased, and we tend to continue to increase these numbers, as also the quick response, it will definitely have an impact on the major crimes which are being committed in the capital, he added. Restoring order in the town center, Chambers noted, has been on the agenda since his arrival to take up the post of Area 1 in 2020. There has been a weekly push across various agencies, including teams from the Jamaica Constabulary Force and the Jamaica Customs. However, because of the challenges of major crimes in the parish, resources have had to be diverted, he said. The sustenance was the issue because Montego Bay, as certain areas erupt, we have to concentrate our resources on the hotspots, the crime-prone areas. One will understand that those are more significant, he said. Illegal construction demolished in Portland. The Portland Municipal Corporation has demolished a section of a recently refurbished building after developers strayed from the approved plan. The building on Allen Avenue in Port Antonio is known as In the Town and is a guest house. We are very mindful of our responsibility as a local planning authority, and we may have issues in terms of staffing numbers, but when matters come to our attention, we are going to ensure that they are dealt with according to the law, CEO of the Portland Municipal Corporation, Jennifer Brown Cunningham, told the news. She pointed out that the building plans submitted to the corporation are the basis for decisions taken during the 90-day approval process. When we give an approval, we expect the citizens to abide by the approval as given, said Brown Cunningham. Failure to do so, she said, makes it an illegal development. According to Brown Cunningham, the corporation felt so strongly about the issue that it took out an injunction, a more expensive but much quicker process than the normal route of taking the matter to court. It is expeditious. It gets done within a short frame of time. It is a costly venture, but it is a matter that we thought was necessary for us to say to the citizens, look, the rule of law must prevail. We took that decision, we went and got an injunction, the courts agreed with us, and the order was issued for the building to be demolished, and that is what you are seeing happening, said Brown Cunningham. She underscored that only the illegal construction section of the building would be demolished. May 3 hearing for man accused of killing Jamaican woman and 3 others in UK. The man charged with killing a Jamaican grandmother and 3 other people at a house in southeast London on Monday was remanded when he appeared in court on Thursday. Joshua Jacques, 28, faced the Westminster magistrates and the hearing was set for May 3. Dollet Hill, 64, who was from license in St. Thomas, her 68-year-old partner Denton Burke, 27-year-old Samantha Drummonds, and her 45-year-old mother Tanisha Drummonds were found with stab wounds at the house located in Bermondsey. A report in Britain's independent newspaper says armed officers broke down the door and found the family stabbed to death. Mr. Jacques, who is from Lewisham in London, was charged by homicides detectives shortly before his court appearance. JPS customers to see GOJ subsidy on electricity bills starting in May. Jamaica Public Service residential customers who are qualified to benefit from the government's co-pay subsidy on electricity bills will start seeing the benefits on bills which have an invoice date of May 2022. The benefit, which runs from April to July 2022, applies to customers who will receive a 20% contribution if 200 kilowatt-hours or less is used in that household. The announcement was made in March by Minister of Finance and the Public Service Dr. Nigel Clark in the House of Representatives as he introduced that weaker energy copay to assist the most vulnerable customers. Customers should note that the process is automatic and does not require them to apply. The contribution will appear as a line item in the section labeled "How your bill is calculated," JPS said in a statement on Thursday. Likewise, customers who use 200 kilowatt-hours or less in the month of May will see their 20% contribution on their June bill. It is important to note that only the post-paid customers who use 200 kilowatt-hours or less per month will qualify for this contribution, the statement said. JPS residential prepaid customers will also benefit from the program as of May, as customers who topped up with any amount during April will receive $3,000 free credit on their JPS account. For prepaid customers with smart meters, the credit will go directly to their meters and they will receive their usual notification, which may be by text or email. For those prepaid customers who do not have smart meters, the credit voucher number will be sent as a text message to their phone, JPS added. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates.